Hey, I'm Michael Reeks, and I'm here to discuss Descartes' first meditation. The first thing that Descartes brings up in his first meditation is that you know nothing. He says this because he wants to come up with a new set of foundations. There are an infinite number of things, so it is almost impossible for him to challenge every single one of them. So he decided to challenge the foundation of things. He did this because if you challenge the foundation of something, it can cause the entire thing to collapse. But a study of what we know and how we know it is called epistemology. Some things that are found to know can justify other things, and this is known as foundationalism. When all these things are put together and studied, it is known as metaphysics, or the study of everything. He brings about this idea of He brings about the idea that the foundation of human knowledge is gained through the senses. He quickly rejects this and says that the senses are not reliable, that we should rely on reason alone to gain knowledge. Another idea that is brought about is that the foundations of our knowledge rely on experience alone, which is known as empiricism. This is also quickly rejected because Descartes believes in rationalism, which means that the foundations are based on reason. This is the part where Descartes brings up his first skeptical move, that the senses sometimes deceive us. He states that things with weak perception, like something really far away, can deceive you, and you can make mistakes with these things. But certain things are obvious, and on a whole our senses work very well. He acknowledges that if he were insane, he would probably be more deceived than if he were not. But he is clearly not insane, so he should not have to worry about this. He brings up his next argument, which is the dream argument. He states in the dream argument that he is often convinced that when he is dreaming, he is sensing real objects. He feels certain that he is awake and sitting by a fire. But then he states that he has dreamed of something similar to this, and had been convinced that it was real. These dreaming experiences can feel very real to him, but in fact, he's just sleeping in bed. The things that are in your dream are very similar to a painting. When the things that are constructed are real and have been drawn from waking experience that are known to be real, he even brings up a point about imaginary creatures, such as a mermaid, and says that the composite parts come from real things. In this case, they come from a fish and a woman, both very real things. Even if something is created that is entirely new, the colors in the paintings are still drawn from real experience. He concludes that we cannot doubt things that are simple and universal parts to creation, which are things like shapes, quantity, size, time. But he says that you can doubt things based on composite things such as medicine, astronomy, or physics, but cannot doubt the simple things like arithmetic and geometry. Descartes then brings about God as the next source of skepticism. He says that maybe God is tricking you about everything in your life. He could even be tricking you about the simple things such as mathematics. There's a possibility that God is supremely good and would not let us be deceived. But this is not true, because then God would never deceive us. If there is no God, there's an even greater likelihood that we are being deceived, because our imperfect senses would not have been created by a perfect being. He then goes on to state that maybe there is an evil demon that is deceiving him, so that everything he knows is false. So he goes on to doubt everything because he cannot defeat the evil demon argument, and in doubting everything, he cannot be misled into falsehood by the demon. He concludes that he knows nothing.